we got Lobsters in Bristol coming back from Epping. How are we doing tonight? Welcome to Nitro Nation. What's up, Jordan?
What's up?
Oh man, not much. Obviously our enthusiasm level is just out of the roof.
Oh, it was a long weekend. I had to
It
watch
was.
what, 6 final rounds. I'm exhausted.
It was a long wait for Jack Beckman and Leah Pruitt to get those Diamond Wallies from
Totally.
Epping to Bristol, but rain followed again. Had a little bit of moisture. Can't really get away from that. It seems like.
I
But
heard
all
Jason Galvin tell Courtney Enders that if they had an NHRA race in the Sahara in July, it would probably rain. And I was like, "Yep."
I think that she's probably correct. And what's going on, Drag Race Mayhem? How you doing tonight? What's
Heyo.
going on? Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. Um, what was so I found it interesting that both of the Vance and Hans bikes get to the finals.
Yeah, that was an interesting change, right? Compared to how the last couple of weeks with them have been in races with them.
Yeah, because they got that weight break, right? And now they both double up in the final there. That was kind of interesting, if you will.
I mean, some really unfortunate MSR rounds for them, right? Like Angie going red definitely played a part into that final, I would say. Um,
Yeah,
and who was riding God, oh, Joey Gladstone. I mean, he did a great job on Matt's bike, but even then, he had some difficulties as well. So, I mean, who knows if they wouldn't have gone red and had problems, what that final would have looked like, but it was not their day. So,
and then how about who had Matt Hartford with three Wallies on their bingo card at this point in the season or at the beginning?
crazy. Yeah, good for them though. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
good
that's
for
what we were
them.
talking about earlier, right? They only got
Yeah,
five crew members.
right.
It's a husband and wife deal with a couple of helpers, and they're just getting out and getting it done. Like that's incredible to see.
Yeah, a refreshing, I dare I say, and I hope I'm not saying this to the wrong crowd if we have much of a crowd here yet, but dare I say, a refreshing change of pace this event was. Even the finals for the Nitro for Epping, it was nice to see obviously some other faces in the final and in the winner's circle.
Yes,
It was cool. It was good racing. None of it was bad racing. It was nice to watch.
I agree. What was your favorite final?
Of course, the top fuel Epping, so Leah could win. I mean, she is right on the back
He's
door of
been
that
nipping
Coletta
nipping
team.
at the heels for a while.
She really beat herself up a little bit, at least in top end interviews and stuff, about her reaction time. Very beginning of the season, which unbelievable that we're almost a quarter way through this season already.
Man, it's flying
But
by, right? Like I just thought about it
totally.
today. I've got exactly 1 month until my 46th birthday, and it's like, wait a minute, that's on the downside of the year. Like, where the hell did this year go? We're
Yep.
halfway over.
I'm actually kind of looking at Brainerd to see if I want to go attend that event. And I'm like, oh, that's 4 events away or three.
It's
That's
not far.
what? Crazy. But she's right behind them. I mean, her performance has been right behind them. The one thing that she was lacking that I think this weekend she really picked up on is her reaction time, which I think played a really great part into her winning that final as well. Obviously, the other lane had issues, but she's definitely picking it up. I mean, the last time you and I got together, we were talking about all the difficulties people were having with their reaction times, Leah
Yes.
being one of the most prominent ones. She really picked it up this weekend. So I loved that final. I loved seeing her win. I love all the winner circle pictures they have with their families. I mean, it was really cool. It was really fun to watch.
So Drag Race Mayhem there with an excellent comment. He's been keeping up with averages of
Oh yeah.
reaction times. But the last few races, Leah's had the slightly better lights as the season's gone on. So
Yeah.
there you go. That's good.
I think looking at averages for her would be hard though, only because she did start on such the downside of what I would call a good reaction time that she would have to drastically be O2s, almost every time to get her average to be, good. So to show like little progress, I would love to see that average at the end of the season for her, because to show little progress and chipping away at every race, I think is like still huge.
I totally agree. But speaking of, let's take a look at that final, shall we?
Two races are off of the starting line, then the race transitions to on the racetrack.
And her flames are up. Sean Langdon trying to hang in there. It's Leah Pruitt, 379.4. The first run in the 370s of the weekend, and the first person to stop Sean Langdon in a month.
There you have it. I think that's such a big round for Leah Pruitt and for that team and for that race car. You need to stop Sean Langdon at some point, toe-to-toe. This is a Friday night. This is a final round. This is what should have taken place a week ago. She has actually won the Epping Nationals. This is a big win for her and that team.
I don't have to explain to the girl to my left how big a round that was for her and her team. Her first victory as a mom, her first victory as a comeback in 2026. Leah Pruitt's got the Diamond Wally, and for good measure, she goes and gets the provisional #1 qualifying effort. The only driver to go in the 370s. Leah, how does it feel?
I felt absolutely incredible. You know, there's a little bit of indifference coming into this final round about tune-up, and for Neil and Mike to be on the page, it's going to take us to low. You know what? In Dodge's DNA is top performance, and we live and breathe and burn that in this thing. I got to say, yes, it's my first one as a mom, but I do win every day. I'm married to a very supportive individual, a loving person. I'm surrounded by incredible people. This, man, very cool right here. I could not be more thankful. Glory goes to God. He did big things for me this week personally, and I didn't really care how the race turned out. He takes care of all the people that he loves within our lives. So, man, this is cooler than I even thought that it would be.
So can I just say that the women are giving way better interviews than the men are this year for sure. Like so much
Getting
better.
or giving?
Giving better interviews.
Okay.
Like they're giving better interviews. Like they're much more engaged, if you will. I don't know.
Yeah. I will say I saw one comment that just was so annoying to me over the weekend about that top end interview and like that final round in general, where somebody was like, "Oh, Tony stayed at the top end and like he didn't even look happy that she won at all. Like he didn't look enthusiastic." I think like what people like fail to remember is like Leah has, even in top end interviews on Sunday, was saying like she had to like decipher the difference between and then also having to still race Bristol and trying to win that. She can't like be overshadowed with the fact that she won, and like it wouldn't be satisfying for her to say, "Oh, I went Epping, so no matter what happens is fine." Like she still was determined to go and win Bristol as well.
Right.
Which, by the way, she ran like a 377 in her bye run, which is insane for that weekend and that track. So she had the car to do it. Analyze like a very short clip of somebody reacting to something. He, I'm sure,
crazy,
was happy for her, but also was like, realizes like this is still qualifying. Like she's still in qualifying right now, even though she just won. They're qualifying too, right? Like we're still in another race. I don't know. Weird. It was just weird comments. I'm like, that's what you took from this? You're not happy that Leah, who just came out of like a semi-retirement and just had a child and it's her first one after that, you're more focused on how her husband reacted?
You know,
anyway.
Yeah. That's an interesting dynamic though that NHRA has, or just drag racing in general, where you can finish a race at the next race. It's not like you can, go to NASCAR and be like, well, we're going to run the last 5 laps here from last week because we got some rain. So the being able to go to a different track, finish the race up, but now you have completely different conditions, completely different atmosphere, all the barometers completely different. Like that's got to be tough because you need to go out there and make that good run. Right. So like, and to be able to go out and run that 70, like you said, like that's crazy, especially in Q.
And a reminder, again, I'll say it, that was still qualifying. Like, yes, that wasn't just like a separate run that they did. They ran out the finals and they were still qualifying for the race that they were in this weekend while trying to win an event. I feel like that's, and I say crazy circumstances, but not like in a way where like that shouldn't be happening. I just mean like what you said, like in comparison to NASCAR. If you told that to people who work in NASCAR, they'd probably be like, "What are you guys doing?"
Crazy.
Yeah, right.
Not gonna happen. What was I going to say? Oh, I don't think I mentioned before, but we will be joined later in the show by Mr. Elon
Elon,
Warner
yes, he'll just be joining
from
us
Drag Race
later.
Backet Bonanza. He is on a plane, just getting in, so he will join us later. But wrapping up Epping, what do you think about that funny car final?
Courtney Enders kind of divulged some information. I thought it was super poetic because I think that John Force's last win in his career came from Epping. I might be misquoting her. I'm so sorry. I didn't write it down. But his last win came there. It was kind of almost like she said, like maybe, or sorry, it came in Bristol, not Epping. So she was saying it was poetic because of the fact that he didn't technically get the win in Epping, but
Right.
he did get the win in Bristol, that it kind of was like full circle, almost meant to be thing. And I think that's really sweet. I mean, either way they would have had like a it's an all JFR final.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it was in John's car too. So that's super cool.
Let's have a look at that final, shall we?
Various conversations you and I have had over the course of this week, whether it's on the NHRA Insider or otherwise, we've kind of flip-flopped. At least I have back and forth. Who's the beneficiary of the conditions, the new racetrack? And I think right now I agree with you 100%. Beckman seems to be the man in the power position. Jordan jumped right into stage. Beckman's taking a second. Jordan's car hazes the tires, and Jack Beckman is a 38-time winner and a first-time winner in 2026. He has won the NHRA New England Nationals, presented by B Pro Auto Parts here in the mountains of Bristol, Tennessee.
Jack Beckman here spinning him in circles as this guy is all smiles after getting his first victory in the 2026 season. That means you get the Diamond Wally and you get the spoils and you get bragging rights over your buddy Jordan Vandergriff. Jack, I know it was a long time coming this season because you've been so close, you've been so good. What was the difference today, well, for back week in Epping?
Dan, Tim, the Peak Squad. It's the guys being perfect, run after run after run, which lets Dan and Tim tune the race car. We found some things in the bell housing where it wasn't as repeatable as it was last year, and I think we turned the corner. And I think probably Maryland was the race where we turned the corner with the Peak Chevy SS and for Hendrick cars for John. John's at home right now. We got one for you, boss. I guess you knew you couldn't lose, but I'm going to tell you the future of funny cars walking around here right now. This is not going to be the last time he and I race in a final round, and it's certainly not going to be the last time we hold a trophy. Like to see our teammate Alexis get one of these, but not this weekend. We're going for the double up, and we got the Mission Too Fast, Too Tasty tomorrow to be a factor as well. But the Peak Chevy's back in the hunt. We are a factor again.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Big win by Fast Jack, and like he said, man, the youth of NHRA is healthy right now. The Matty Gordon, the Jordan Vandergriff, like this is I'm excited about the future of drag racing as a whole with the characters that they got coming up.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because there's such like a tug and pull. We're getting some other, for lack of a better term, please excuse me if this is offensive, but older folks, as in like adults, like full blown adults, frontal lobe
Right.
is developed. Like we got, I think his name is Jaron Moss earlier this year with Larry Dixon. He's a newly licensed driver. Obviously, none of these people are like new to the sport or driving a race car
Right.
in the NHRA. It's just where they've landed now. We have an announcement coming from Rick Ware Racing tomorrow at 2 p.m. on Jeff Lutz's Facebook account. So I don't want to theorize because I don't feel like that's very appropriate, but if you watch Clay Milliken's YouTube channel, he did divulge that Jeff Lutz will be getting his license in a Top Fuel car. So I can only imagine this has something to do with those two. I also can only imagine, again, not theorizing, just imagining what the future looks like here, that Clay Milliken and Tony Schumacher will not be stepping out of their vehicles anytime soon. So you can do with that information what you will. But again, these are older gentlemen, full-blown adults that are new to the Top Fuel field and entering it. So honestly, I just think the sport is doing the best it can in the last couple of years. It's looking super good for teams and drivers right now.
I mean, look at the attendance though. The attendance announcements the last few races sold out on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not bad that like there's a lot to offer for the fans if they can just get them there and keep the damn rain out. Ugh.
That and one thing I've gotten directly to me, as well as like feedback on the internet, is people are like annoyed with the like social media aspect of the NHRA, which I think is fair and valid, because when there are races like NASCAR on Prime and they are posting in real time what is happening because it's streaming in real time, you just, it's such a better off for engagement for people who don't have Prime, so
Yes.
they can see it, right? And NHRA people like kind of fought me on this because I have spoken up about it, but they're so limited because of what Fox does to them. If NHRA was on Prime, I feel like we'd be so much better off as a sport, which I feel like some people would not be happy with. There are a lot of people who still prefer cable or whatever, where how they watch Fox, right? But if Fox doesn't air an NHRA event race on a Sunday until 11 p.m., that is why NHRA is not posting the results until Monday, right?
Right.
And there are people who will say, like, NHRA social media is killing them. They're killing themselves because they don't post it. They are constricted to like a contract with Fox and TV times. Fox does not take them seriously. Fox does not prioritize them. They prioritize stuff like other sports or NASCAR in the
Right.
motorsports world.
Right.
If we had a better hand in the TV time game, our social media, I think, would be so much better, and the sport would also be better off.
That's I know. Yeah, I know you're talking about Tyler Pinnell. He does those the paint scheme reviews on TikTok. They're great content, but he was pretty vocal about it, and he was right. Like that. I mean, it's right. Like it's a bummer because you can't really say nothing, but it's like the race is over, and I agree with him. But I know what you're saying too. Like it's still controlled a lot by the TV. But
Yeah.
having said that, guess who is here? Mr. Elon Warner has made it
Hey!
out of the airplane, off the tarmac.
And you guys, I'm going to jump right into the streaming versus broadcast TV conversation.
Perfect. Let's hear
Oh, perfect. I love this.
we have to be on streaming.
Yes.
Yes.
I would, and again, I don't have any inside information, but I've heard CW, I've heard possibly NBC and Peacock.
Nice.
I would also love to be on Prime. For the same reason. I mean, West Buck had the World Series of Pro Mod on Prime.
Correct.
And it gave me like so much joy when I went to Prime and I saw live sports, and it was World Series of Pro Mod. There was some tennis tournament in Florida, and like there was another like legit sporting event that I'm like, where, and it was there, and you just clicked on it and you're watching it. And I think if we got a digital partner, that would make NHRA.TV infinitely better. I mean, I'll be honest.
Yes.
If Flow Racing wanted to take over the NHRA, I would be on board with that, because they would do shoulder programming. You could watch it, all the things.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I can't remember the last time ironically, the last time I watched a sport on over-the-air TV was 2 nights ago. I watched the last 10 minutes of the Knicks versus Spurs, which was the entire 10 minutes of NBA basketball I watched all season, because it's so infuriating to watch that sport for a full game, because it's basically you just need to watch the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Honestly, we kind of have talked about this in the ATYL interwebbings about, when I'm fairly new to NASCAR. I'm going to be honest with you, since joining this group, I haven't watched it since like Dale Jr. days when I was a younger person. But it started out on Fox in the season. I watched it there. I have, access to that, and then it's gone to Prime. And I have to tell you, I much prefer Prime. I much prefer the commentators. The ads absolutely kill me when watching anything on Fox, and I get it. It's a network. It's fine. And Drag Racing Mayhem just said Prime would be the best for us, but only being streaming would kill the ratings because of a fan base being older. 100%. I understand that part, but there are people who will like make the move, in my opinion. And like, also, who doesn't have Amazon Prime these days? Who does not have Amazon Prime?
I don't want to be the Grim Reaper, but our old fans are going to be dead soon anyway.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
New fans, they're going to quit watching, whether it's on Prime or Fox or CBS or whatever, by the nature of them being 87 years old.
That's exactly right.
And I
the
love
social
them.
media aspect is like way more important in my opinion right now than it is to like I hate to use the word cater, but to cater to an older audience and have it on Fox is like you're losing so much potential not being able to have it live streaming and or have that access to post something immediately onto your accounts to draw in that attention. Like it's not that NHRA doesn't give views. Look at Chad Green and Hunter Green's Instagram accounts. Their reels get millions of views.
Yep.
I mean, it's
Clay
not there. It's just that in real time for it to make sense for us, I think.
And you hit the nail on the head. Everyone that throws hate at the NHRA social media team needs to just take a pause, because if they could blow it out, they could blow it out in real time, but they have rules they have to follow because of Fox. And we have the same rules with ESPN. And we have the, so, you cannot argue that the 8 big Fox races we get are huge for our sport. Last year, the Fall Nationals, 3 million viewers for the Fall Nationals at the Texas Motorplex. Largest TV audience ever, and that carries over. But could you cumulatively get 3 million people through some other avenues? I think
it's always piggybacking, right?
Yeah, and that's where IndyCar traded broadcast for marketing. Like everyone's all up in arms about Fox promoting IndyCar and they're the fastest motorsports. Well, IndyCar wanted that. That's what they wanted to have.
Yeah.
So, and it's hard to beat the Indy 500.
Right.
That's an amazing day of TV, and that carries that bridges the whole series for 11 other races.
I'm sorry, my camera decided
and I think
it didn't want to operate anymore.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
I'm still here.
I think that shows too, especially with our socials, because again, it gets views, right? It all gets views online. It's just a matter of when it's allowed to go up, number one. And number two, the social media team, they just posted like one of my favorite videos ever where they were going up to drivers and testing their patience. Like that. Yes. This is, the kind of stuff to get that audience that Drag Racing Mayhem is talking about right now, the younger audience engaged. That is, oh, hey, welcome back. We can see your face.
Doing all the trend.
I think I know how to do it now.
Yeah. So it's like they are limited, but they're trying.
Yeah. And, the drivers are, if you're not following Matt Hagan's social media, the stuff that Chloe and Tony Stewart Racing are putting out.
So good.
So good. Justin Ashley, going around at this past race asking his crew guys, which crew guy would you not want to date your daughter? Gold.
That's all good stuff. That's all great stuff.
Yeah.
All our drivers are up for it, and Nikki and her team in the NHRA social media department, they do, to me, one of the best videos they do every race is the top end reactions after guys win the races.
Right.
Yeah.
And Kurt Spittler puts that together and rolls it out. And he does one for the U.S. Nationals that he does just on the sportsman guys when they win the U.S. Nationals. And it is like 62-year-old guys bawling their eyes out because they won.
I was going to say tearjerkers.
I mean, it's just like guys truly overwhelmed with emotion in their race cars because they've been coming to Indy for 35 years. Trying to win comp or, whatever.
And they've been racing for 4.5 days.
Right.
Yeah. They've had 8 rounds of racing. They've been there since Wednesday. And I had a conversation with Troy Coughlin. Troy Coughlin Jr.'s won a couple sportsman races. And we were talking about how hard it is. And he's like, well, yeah, because, some mornings you're racing and it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're racing at like dusk when everybody's in the campgrounds with campfires and there's like all the smoke and it never occurred to me that to get to Monday in a sportsman category, you've had to run this gauntlet of
Yeah.
getting your chain jerked, because anytime there's any rain or this delay or oil down, they just tell you, you know what, go back to your pits. We've got to run the Mission Food Series. We'll get to you when we get to you.
And then when when they
okay.
get to you, it's you got to be here in 5 minutes or you don't get to run.
Right. Get up here quick, or we're going to start without you. Like,
correct. Right.
As if I don't have enough side projects. One of the ones I tried to execute a couple years ago was, I actually made certificates for the guys in Super Comp, like all the big categories, that when you got down to 8, I made a certificate to give these guys like an Elite 8 certificate. Because to me, if you get down to 8 after that's like your 6th round of racing,
that's a lot.
You should get a little something for you. You should have something to be able to put in your garage. And I'd worked out all the I actually went and bought a printer and had a printer ready to go. And I was going to print 16 and have them all at the top end. And I talked to the ladies at the time slip booth, and that basically they would be able to like pull the winner and throw the other one away. But the schedule got off just enough that they were just all scattered, and it just kind of just totally imploded. And I'm still, I haven't given up on it, but I may just have to have an intern there, and his or her job is to just sort this out.
Do that. Right. Right. That's not a bad call.
But to me, that's just something that I feel like if you get down to the final 8 at the U.S. Nationals in some of these categories that start with 140 guys or gals.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I mean, the Wally is great. Don't get me wrong, but there should be some kind of recognition for just getting through, like, like Big Duke said, that gauntlet.
Yeah.
Of, so again, like
podium finishes for sportsman classes.
Yeah. And I saw you chuckle that, that's like just another idea that I have that's just floating out of my brain, Jordan, as if, Backet Bonanza and the 1,000 round win club weren't enough. Let me just go ahead and figure this out and just see, what else we got going on.
Speaking of, that's an excellent segue. The 1,000 win.
Yeah.
So and then we lose him.
That's okay. This is there he is. Or is he going to be back? We're going to get Big Duke back. So
we'll
sad.
Get him back. We'll go into it. He'll be here for us.
Yeah. So, I was there when John won his 1,000th round win in 2008, and Jordan, I think we may have talked about this, when people start talking about is drag racing scripted or whatever, and everyone that kind of, when Ashley beat John in that final round in Atlanta in 2008, there was a portion of people that were like, John let her win. And I can definitively say that did not happen, because John went into the Atlanta race with 996 round wins. And Atlanta was his 500th career race. So going into that final, he had 999 round wins. And if he would have won that round, he would have had 1,000 round wins in 500 races.
Wow.
Which, wrap your head around, semifinal finish.
That's insane.
At 500 straight races. He wanted to win that race so badly that he probably lost it because he wanted to win it so bad.
Right.
Right.
Then the very next race is St. Louis, and he actually beats Ron Capps in the first round to get his 1,000th round win. We had the tires up there. We had a whole area. We'd taken them up there and said, this is where you need to, when you come off the top end, this is where you need to bring your car, because we're going to have photographers. We got a sign. Shockingly, he didn't listen to any of that.
No. No way.
Shockingly.
He shot past that landing zone. He missed it by like 40 feet. So then we have to go move everybody over, move the tires and all this stuff. Well, then we're getting ready. At that time, that was Mike Neff's rookie year. And that was the 9th race of the season. And Neff was 0 for 8 the first 8 races he raced. He lost in the first round, and he lost a different way every time. got beat on a hole shot, red lit, crossed the center line, hit the guard wall, just got outrun, rolled the tree one time. I mean, so
Oh my
he
gosh.
wins his first round of racing right after Force won his 1,000th round. So I'm trying to get Force, now that we've got everything all set up, Force looks at me and is like, did Neff just win? And I was like, yeah. And he goes and starts running off to Neff's car
Oh
to
my
congratulate Neff. And
That's funny.
if there was a video of this, it would be, because I was just, at this point, I'm just losing my mind. I'm like, what is happening? I've put all this planning into this, and John is just running off like a toddler. He's just so excited for Neff. And I'm yelling at him, and I finally get him over there. And you can see in some of the pictures, you see like someone's arm and this big long shadow. Well, that's me. I thought I was far enough out of the shot. No, that's just my arm in all the pictures and my shadow.
Oh man.
And then we had a sign for like to hold up behind him. And bad staffing on my part, I really didn't think about who would be holding the sign. So luckily, a guy named Ben Reiling, who was like the number 5 ranking guy at Coca-Cola at that time, because we were the Mellow Yellow Series, was up there. So
Right.
Ben Reiling is behind the sign. Like, you don't even see him. But like the number 5 guy at Coca-Cola is holding the sign in all these pictures. And at that time, we just thought no one would ever get 1,000 rounds of racing. Like, that was just a bridge
Right.
too far.
Right.
Well, like anything, just give it time and determination.
Right.
Because 17 years later, Greg Anderson won his 1,000th round of racing at Bristol last year. And
17 years is crazy.
So I decided at that point we should do it. We should recognize these guys. And I'm a huge Saturday Night Live fan. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Saturday Night Live. When you host the show,
The 5-year is that
the 5-time host jacket.
Yes.
I was like, I want to have something like that. So we make custom tuxedo jackets for the members of the 1,000 Round Club. And it says 1,000 Round One Club on the breast. And we actually last year at the banquet presented John with his jacket and a certificate of membership. And then Greg got his jacket. So we had Glenn Cromwell put John's jacket on him.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then John put Greg's jacket on him. And
that's super cool.
so I'm stealing all the good ideas from golf tournaments, including, I don't know if you guys know this about the Masters. You know, you get the green jacket for winning the Masters at Augusta. Those guys are so hoity-toity. You can't leave Augusta National with your green jacket. I don't know if you knew this or not.
Yeah,
the green jacket stays at the golf course. So the only time you can wear your green jacket is at Augusta National Golf Club. So knowing that you can't trust racers to keep up with anything, I actually keep the jackets. They wore them at the banquet, and then I took them back the day after the banquet. And then part of being a member of the 1,000 Round Win Club is you can wear the jacket at the banquet or at Don Garlett's Hall of Fame ceremony in Gainesville. Or if you get inducted into like another motorsports Hall of Fame. But we travel with the jacket. So like for the Gator Nationals this year, I packed the 2 tuxedo jackets, went to Gainesville for the race, texted John, texted Greg. If you're planning on going to Garlett's Hall of Fame deal, you're welcome to wear your jacket. They both had other things going on, so the jackets just stayed in my closet. Came back to Dallas. I'll take them to to California for the banquet, and they'll wear them at the banquet. So, but all that to be said, to celebrate Greg's 1-year anniversaries, we launched our first licensed piece of memorabilia for the 1,000 Round Win Club. So, again, I think it's really cool. It's their picture with the tires. It's on card. It's one piece. It's a 5x7 card that John autographs and then Greg autographs on the same card.
Yeah.
1 of 1,000. And I'm actually flying tomorrow to California with 1,000 cards to get John to sign the cards tomorrow. And then I'm flying back to Dallas tomorrow night. in the office on Wednesday, flying to Charlotte on Thursday to have Greg sign his 1,000, and then coming back there because, as you're figuring all these things out, since John is on the left, both the guys are right-handed, so you have to have John sign the card first.
Yeah.
For fear that if Greg signed it first, John might smudge. But like I tested the paper, we're getting them to sign in Sharpie. But the paper is it's not a glossy paper, so it's like a nice matte finish.
Mm-hmm.
So the SIGs look really good. But yeah, it comes in a really cool acrylic frame with a certificate of authenticity. And it can stay in the acrylic frame if you want to, but it's not permanently in the frame. Because I didn't want, a lot of people are like, why didn't you just encase it in the frame? And I was like, well, some people may have a John Force or Greg Anderson scrapbook, or they may want to include it. They may have
or like
Greg
a shadow box or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can keep it in the frame, and it's like a legit, really nice, non-scratch acrylic frame, or you can take it out and do whatever you want with it. But there truly are only 1,000. And they're not individually numbered, but they are numbered 1 of 1,000. And I'm super excited about it. They're on sale now. You can get them at 1000roundwinclub.com. The one tricky thing is we're only selling them in the United States. So I have a ton of Bracket Bonanza players that are blowing me up that are playing in Australia and overseas. And we're like, we're giving it some time. And of course, but we may sort it out. So I'm not saying never, but like right now we have you click on 1000 Round One Club and it takes you right to our Spotify or Shopify store and you buy it. And then we're going to ship them out after the 4th of July. So my house is a wreck right now. This is a real grassroots operation. I have 1,000 boxes. I have bubble wrap. I have all the cards. I've got all the stuff. And then that's how I'm celebrating America 250 is I'm going to be making boxes of stuff to send out. So, but it's cool. And Caps is the next man up. Probably in 2027. And then probably depending on how they go, Tony Schumacher's around 900. Doug Coletta's around 900. I think Doug's chances are a little bit better than Tony's,
Right.
But most guys in a good season will average about 30 round wins. 30 to 35 round wins is pretty decent.
Right.
Guys have gotten 40 or 50, but I think I would love to see Doug go in and then just kind of have that quartet of John Force, Greg Anderson, Caps, and Doug Coletta would be pretty salty group of 1,000 round winners.
That would be pretty good, man.
Right?
And then what are you going to do when you ever get busy, man? Golly,
man. Well, I'll be honest. Next year is NHRA started promoting the Year of Force. It's John Force Racing's 50th year of racing,
right.
And I have 2 Force projects in the works.
Oh man!
Plus, you guys know we're like kind of in the we're doing these major moments for Drag Race Backet Bonanza. So we just finished up Pro Cycle Motorcycle. We're about to do Funny Car. And then we're going to take the top 16 finishers and do a big major moments before the U.S. Nationals.
Nice.
But next year, for our major moments to tie into the Year of Force, at a minimum, we're going to do a 64 seated bracket of the 64 greatest John Force moments. We're going to do a bracket of the 64 greatest John Force racing moments so we can incorporate Robert and Ashley and Courtney and Eric Medlin and Mike Neff and everybody.
Right.
And then this is my dream bracket that I want to speak into existence right now. I want to do a seated bracket of 64 cars that John Force raced and have you pick the images from the brute force car to the Superman.
Like the liveries?
Yes, like the liveries. A bracket of 64 liveries.
I'm taking the Castrol all the way to the end, baby. I don't know. There's the Jolly Rancher.
I'm telling you,
I don't know.
Really, the only reason I don't want to do it is because if you pick anything besides a Superman car, I don't know if we can be friends or not.
Oh crap! Then I just spoke too early.
Because that Superman car, I mean, but they have all the different Castrol cars. You got the Syntex car, you got the Castrol Edge car, you got the Three Stooges car, the Frankenstein car. Tony Pedregon ran a Selena car. Courtney ran a Taylor Swift car. So if you had all those cars.
The Taylor Swift car. I forgot about that one.
I mean, it's an embarrassment
iconic looking back.
So I don't know. That's what we're going to spend the off season and the IT side.
Yeah.
Figuring out how to do pictures in the brackets, because that will also give us capability to do a 64 bracket of Matt Hagan race day fits when we finally get to
OMG.
Yeah, that one.
Already talked to Chloe about it. She's already making me a folder. So it's going to take a while.
OMG. I cannot wait for that one.
But the race day fit bracket is something. Put a pin in it. That's going to be visual
fantastic.
gold.
I think just a suggestion, because it adds so much aura to his posts. We need to make a note of the songs that he chose to go with the post, because sometimes it makes the post. I'm like, yep, that was the song. That's the song you needed there. Yep.
And I'll be honest, I'm not sometimes the best of having my audio on, just so I hear like, oh, did you do that? I was like, God dang it, I got to go back and find that and listen to the song. But just the fits are, because I'm an old man.
Fire.
Jordan, I'm old man. I don't understand these newfangled technologies you guys have here with music and whatnot. But that's been, for Bracket Bonanza, that's the whole vibe, more of those static brackets that give you a longer time to fill them out. More people can play. But so next year for the Year of Force, we'll have some Force-centric Bracket Bonanza brackets and a couple of the little projects that I'm working on right now that are just, I'm so excited about them. I can barely, I just want to start talking about them, but they're not quite there yet. So, but
they're going to be good.
It was really cool to be able to be in Bristol this past weekend and celebrate the 1,000, the Greg getting to 1,000 round wins, because he's such a cool guy. Like when I started talking to him when he was at like 994, I kind of was like, hey, you're only 6 round wins away from 1,000, and then you're going to be like only the second guy to ever win 1,000 rounds of racing. He truly had never thought about it. Like that was just not something that he's like, I just want to win races. I'm not looking at winning 100 races or, 1,000 round wins or being number one qualifier however many times. He's just like, I'm just doing the work. And it took me a while to convince him that 1,000 round wins was a big deal. Like
crazy. You'd have to convince him.
Yeah. But that's
pretty crazy.
Yeah. But he's one of those guys, he wants to win every race. And when he doesn't win, he's gutted. But when he wins, I think he celebrates it for maybe half an hour or team dinner if he and his wife Kim go out, or his son Cody. And then he's back in the shop getting ready to, he didn't win Bristol. He got to the final, and he's mad about that. Now he's going to be like, I got to win Norwalk because it's a summit race and it's a big race for me,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so it's wild times out there. We were talking about tail end of 3 in a row. I just got back from Bristol today, and I actually had to put on a new Bracket Bonanza hat because I realized in Bristol the hat that I was wearing was filthy from Epping, where we had the pollen.
Oh yeah.
Holy man.
I've never seen anything like that.
No.
It was
pretty thick. Huh?
On Sunday, it literally affected the racing. I mean, that's why I think the guys hit so many cones, and you could just see it.
Yeah.
But it was crazy that people that had golf carts, after 20 minutes, the golf carts would just be covered in pollen. So then you would see them, and they would just have green and yellow pollen on the back of their black pants. It was insane.
Yeah. I was watching on NHRA.tv, and they'd show those replays, especially in
Yeah.
slow-mo, and you could just see as soon as the parachutes blossomed, it like scattered across
Yeah.
the ground behind them, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that led to so many conversations in the press room after we had like the third or fourth guy hit cones in funny car. We
Yeah.
started talking about how many cones do they have? Like,
right.
there's a finite amount of them, but I never really got didn't think to ask somebody of like, what do we start a race with? Do we start a race with 30 cones? Is there a number or does it vary? Is there a minimum?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So I actually thought about it because we had another the crazy incident with in Pro Mod this past weekend.
Oh, we haven't gotten there
down the
even.
tree.
I'm telling you, I was in the group chat. No one's answering me. No one cares, and I'm like, what is happening? Why does nobody care about this? And then to hear his steering wheel came off.
Yeah.
Then there's comments about like, how do you not know your steering wheel is off? And I'm like, this is the internet is exploding over this.
Yes. So shockingly, I was in the press room when it happened, and everyone was like, I can't believe they're going to let him race. And I was like, well, if there's nothing wrong with his car, it's not illegal to cross the center line on a burnout.
Yeah, that's the wild thing.
He didn't break, as insane as it sounds, he didn't break any rules by running into the TV box behind the tower. He could have hit the Christmas tree and it wouldn't have mattered.
There was a camera guy right there even, and everyone's like, huh?
So, and I know that because Billy Meyer couldn't get his car into reverse one time and dry hopped it and pulled around, and he got thrown out of the race, and he argued that no, it's not illegal to cross the center line on a burnout, and they did not put him back in the race, but that's the rule. As you and so I also found out, because we had a whole discussion on oddball rules, that on a single, as long as you take the tree, you can do whatever you want after that run. Cross the center line, hit the guard wall.
For all classes?
I know, at least for the professional class, like for mission fields.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay.
But on a single, and that goes back to the days of they had a double red light. I think Meyer could have been involved in that one too. But they had the deal with, but you still have to take the tree. If you break,
right,
you don't get. But as long as you take the tree, anything goes.
Right.
Now, if you mess your car up so bad you can't go to a backup car, but that's the deal. So, but I need to find out, because I was doing my points, and a guy I'd already advanced Leah to the second round because she had a single, and he was like, "You already advanced Leah," and I was like, "Well, yeah, as long as her car starts, she takes the tree. I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter what she does after that." And then I had to go and confirm that. So but that was
that Jason Collins was crazy. I'm like.
And then
we were kind of waiting for Nitro, so I'm like, okay, he crashed. And then I heard Jason Galvin, because I'm watching NHRA.TV to see it, of course. Jason Galvin's like, they're shutting his car off. And I'm like, I can see the, like, Race Master's shirt moving. Like, he's definitely got his car on, because he's close to it now, right? Then they back him up, and he's just, like, staging like nothing happened. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then to double bulb, I'm like, what is happening? This is the craziest round ever.
Yeah. Of all the ways to live rent free in your opponent's head.
Yeah. And Travis Harvey of all the opponents.
Yeah. So he so then they were looking at the front of his car. So then I don't know if you saw, after the run, he had just cracked the fiberglass.
Yes.
Right in front of. So then they just racer taped it with and they had blue racer tape.
Yeah.
Which, triple bonus points. Like, if you didn't even know what you were looking for, you wouldn't even know that his car was cracked.
Right.
No.
So, and you talk about, we were talking about like Mike Neff losing. That was one of the ways Mike Neff lost in the first round was, I think it may have been Gainesville or Houston. He hit the throttle and his steering wheel came off in his hands, Jordan, in the funny car, and it hit him in the helmet, and he was still accelerating, he's trying to get the steering wheel, the teeth to line up, and he basically, and the car's just starting to drift left. And he finally got it on enough to where he could just kind of straighten it out and keep it going straight and had to lift at that point. But yeah,
Right.
so I think sometimes, a lot of them have that not a gasket, but it's like the underneath, you kind of pull it towards you and it
It's a
dissipates.
mechanism. Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Neff had put his on there, and for whatever reason it had stayed up. It hadn't like clicked down to lock.
Yeah. Yep.
And he didn't realize it. He just put it on there and it was steering, and he just and
this
the
is why
burnout
the
wasn't
comments
enough to knock it
I
off.
didn't understand the comments after the round yesterday. They're like, there's so many people who have never probably sat in a race car in their life saying, how does he not understand his steering wheel's not on? And then another comment right underneath the one that I saw, and of course had to reply to because I can't help myself, said, why does he take the steering wheel off? I'm a big guy and I've never had to take mine off. And I said, personally, I take mine off and on every time I get in and out. I'm sitting in something, so it's a little different, where my steering wheel is above my thighs even, let alone my knees. So if I'm going to get out and off, I'm going to pull that because you have to pull it to release it. I set it on my actual steering column, and then I get out of my vehicle, okay?
Yeah.
So when I get back, yes, it locks. You do have to line it up with the teeth, as you said, and then you hear a click. Do I give it a once over to make sure it is there? Of course. If you have it lined up and you give it a once over, would you still think that it is locked? Yes. So did he turn? And mind you, Bristol, you have to turn into the water box. It's not like he just pulled straight under the top. So obviously he thought it was fine. So it's just so wild that people are like, how could this happen? It could happen to anybody who drives a race car. Anybody.
Happened to Dale Jr.
The routine has always been that, and it's never been pull on the steering wheel to make sure it's locked. Now, I'm sure that's part of his deal now. As I do all this stuff now, I just give it a little tug, and now we go on about our business.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This camera is just not cooperating.
You're all right.
You're okay. You let us know whatever you need.
I'll just be in the dark.
That's okay. I would think it also, in my opinion. So I think the only mistake he could probably look back and say he made in that situation is locking up the brakes, because he admittedly said in his top end interview, I didn't have it. I locked up the brakes. You're in a burnout. Your RPMs are high. Your wheel rotations are high. Probably not the best decision. But if you've never been in a situation like that, you don't know what to do. So
that's exactly right.
Then that's totally okay to panic in that situation when you're holding your steering wheel and it's just you holding it.
Yeah. It's not attached to anything but you.
Right.
Yeah. So,
but that was one of my call outs I wanted to make today, because that was one of the craziest rounds of racing I've ever watched.
And we were racing the weather, but it was also wild because during the race, we got a huge downpour.
Yeah.
And I really thought we'd lost the track for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
And that sun came out so quickly after it. It dried the track as fast as I've ever seen a track dry. And the safety safari guys, they were like, oh, we're going to be back racing in 25 minutes. And I was like, of course, that had been for a while. But, I mean, we were back racing in under 2 hours, and I never would have believed that. And then we had a great race. I mean, you had great finals all the way across.
Duke and I were just talking before you came on about how Jason Galvin made a joke that if they ran at a racetrack in the Sahara in July, it would rain.
Right, it would rain.
But somehow we got like incredible racing all weekend.
And it started raining a little bit on the winter circles, but then it also kind of stopped. So they got it just enough. They were able to get Pro Mod and flagship factories like Showdown and after, and then they got all the dry, which again we had them kind of moving through winter circle, but that was also kind of nice because winter circles didn't take forever.
Right.
So it can be done, teams. You don't have to spend an hour and a half in winter circles. You can get everything done in 25 minutes.
Let me ask you.
Beer drinking.
The media-wise, when you got a race that doesn't end in one but ends in the next race, how does that play hectic on you, man? Like,
oh man, this race was actually almost, for me, it was perfect because you got a regular Q1. And then you got final eliminations on Friday night, and then you got Mission Too Fast, Too Feisty on Saturday, and then you got the race on Sunday.
Right.
What was crazy was a couple years ago when the whole Epping race rained out, and then you had to run basically the whole Epping race almost at the same weekend of Bristol, and that's when Justin Ashley won everything that weekend. So carrying a final over is actually, it stinks for the people in Epping.
Right.
Right.
But it was kind of cool for the people in Bristol.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a little bit of extra content.
You get a little bit extra content. You get, and they do all the same stuff you do. I thought it was cool that Leah ran the whatever. She had a
Dodge.
different car or anything. She had the
The
Dodge.
liveries,
So she ran that on Friday, and then switched to the Rush livery for Bristol.
Right. That was awesome.
That was next level thinking on her part, So
yeah.
But they had all the stuff. They had the lobster bobber and all the stuff, so it was cool.
Right.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, we went over those final rounds a little bit ago. That was pretty cool. I was glad to see Leah get that win.
Yeah,
totally.
And that was, you want to see guys dominate, but then you also want to mix it up and seeing Leah win, seeing Nitro win.
Yes. Matt Hartford.
Beckman, Matt Hartford.
Herrera. Yeah.
Just kind of
it was a good weekend.
And that funny car category is going to be wild because
it was such good racing. I was in the chat and I was like, "This is Daniel and Tim's day. It has to be."
I totally thought so too. I couldn't figure out if it was. I thought it was going to be Caps's day because he was a Thunder Valley legend, and then I thought it was going to be Daniel Wilkerson's day, and then Hagan, he's got Jason Johnson there, and he has that cool tow vehicle, and he's got all his Bristol buddies. So there was just too many people trying to make it their day in funny car.
Yeah.
Spread it out, fellas. Spread it out.
Yeah. But Daniel Wilkerson it can be his day in Norwalk, and I would be fine.
Yes.
That would be okay 100%. With me. I would love to see Tim and Daniel his top end interviews are some of my favorite. We hear a lot about Maddie Gordon, and we hear a lot about the Krista Baldwins, and they're great. Yes. But we need to put some respect on Daniel Wilkerson's name. The guy can interview, and he's excellent. I heard him say in Epping when it was raining or there was something on the track and they were cleaning it, and they're interviewing him, and he had to get in his car, and he said, "I have to go vroom vroom now," and then he ran away. I mean, it was so good,
so great. Yeah, he has all the little sayings, and I would love for him to. I mean, I wanted him to win in Bristol, but I also knew his family wasn't there.
Right.
And I know that's super important. He doesn't care. He just wants to win a race. But they'll all be in Norwalk, and that would be a cool one for him to kind of get that done.
Let's go, Tim and Dan.
Let me ask you this. And I was talking to Jordan about this earlier. How did you have Matt Hartford signing 3 Bonanza plates this early in the season on your bingo card?
I did not. I didn't have him signing 3. I didn't have Chad Green signing 2.
Yeah, that's another one.
The great thing about Matt Hartford winning races is, I don't know when it started, probably 2 or 3 years ago, he started bringing me a beer in the press room when he wins a race.
That's excellent.
And I didn't think a lot about it, but now, he won Too Fast, Too Tasty on Saturday, and he brought a beer into the press room, and I wasn't there. And he gave it to Abby, who works for me, and was like, "Hey, make sure Elon gets this." And then I thanked him for it. And I was like, "Hey, maybe, this was Sunday morning. I look forward to getting another beer tonight." And he's like, "I hope so." And then he came into the press room because Bristol has 2 rooms. They have a media room and a PR room. He came into the media room with a beer looking for me. And then they're like, "Oh, no, he's next door." And he's like, "Oh, I got to go give this to Elon." And like the NHRA people are like, "Matt, we need you to start your race winning press conference." He's like, "No, I got to go give this beer to Elon."
Yeah, but I got this beer.
And he did. He came in, gave me a beer. We chit-chatted, and I could just see through the glass, like the NHRA people are like, "What is happening?"
Laser beams at you.
Just daggers. And then he went and did his deal. And then I found out that they actually had left their hauler after they won and forgot my beer. And Amber, his wife, went back and got the beer to bring it.
That's so sweet, actually.
And so
that is very nice story.
I saw her on the way to the winner's circle, and I was like, "Amber, please don't ever go back to get me." And she, "Oh no, we have to. It's part of the process. That's part of the deal now. Like, it's actually
drag racers are very superstitious, Elon. It might be a part of their routine now.
The fact, like, their mind's like, if we don't bring this knucklehead his beer, we may never win another race again.
It's a fact.
Exactly. Yes.
But he actually, when he won Norwalk, he gave me his champagne bottle from the top end.
Oh,
It's like we shared the bottle of champagne together in the press room like gangsters. It was awesome.
He's like, no matter what happens, Elon has to get some sort of
So
alcohol.
you're like-
It's my
you're
good
like
luck
a
charm.
Exactly. He's my enabler. It's fantastic.
He's not your sponsor.
just
He's your
so-
enabler.
It's just one of the funny things that just kind of, and so I was literally in the press box and it was Greg versus Matt. And I said out loud, I go, really, this is up arrows for everybody for me, because either Matt's going to win and I'm going to get free beer, or Greg's going to win and I'm going to get the chance to completely shill for my 1,000 round win club collectible when he's in the press room.
Right.
So it's just really, I was in a win-win situation. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So yeah, it was a great weekend. I'm actually looking forward to a little bit of an off weekend before we go to Norwalk.
Right.
Lots going on at Norwalk. It's a big race for Spencer Hyde. That race is always amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, the Baders do such an amazing job. We're doing a bunch of FlexJet that race, so we'll be super busy and getting after it.
Totally. And don't forget, everybody who's still here, we have our own Drag Race Bracket
Yes.
Bonanza League.
Sign up for the Nitro Nation Drag Race Bracket Bonanza League. So
Yes.
the leagues are where it's at. And
Yeah.
leagues like this, it's so much fun. Skag actually started their own private league for their distributors a couple races ago,
Nice.
which
Oh,
I'm very
that's
excited
fun.
about. So
Cool.
and they're using it kind of as a way to keep their people
Engaged.
connected race to race.
Right.
So by all means, yes, sign up for Bracket Bonanza. You can go to Drag Race Bracket Bonanza right now. It's totally free. And also join the Nitro Nation League. They have their
That's
own custom
right.
code.
We do. It's NN-ATYL, but
That's right.
we'll be sure to post it too. So no problems there.
So, all right.
Well, that we had some stuff planned, but you know, when you come in at the right time, the conversation just flows, right?
Okay.
That's right.
Did I miss anything? Oh, hang on. Also, new collection to the Ron Caps collection. I got a Ron Caps bobblehead
Nice.
in Bristol.
Nice.
Oh,
They had 'em- they
man,
had
I
'em-
didn't know
they
those
had 'em in-
existed.
I didn't either. They did a social media post about, hey, come by Nitro Mall and buy Ron Caps bobblehead. And I was like, how can I consider myself a Ron Caps fan if I don't have a Ron Caps bobblehead?
That's exactly right. That's tough.
Right. Right.
So I went straight to the Nitro Mall on Friday and bought one.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So now I just look like the 40-year-old virgin guy. I got my little penny. I got my
With your Barbie
bobblehead,
doll. With your
and then I
Barbie
got my
Ashley
Oh,
Force doll.
man.
my Ashley Force Barbie doll, which that little penny does work. You can push them on the back, and it's got Chris Rock's voice inside it.
Oh, that's funny.
Back for all you youngsters out there, probably Jordan, you're probably on the tail end of this. You don't even know who Little Penny is.
No, I don't.
When Anthony Hardaway was playing for the Orlando Magic, Nike had a whole campaign around Little Penny, who was this doll, and he was like, so just go to, when we're done, just go to Google.
I
and
will
type
go to
in-
Google.
Type in Little Penny. And then
I will go to Google.
the commercials are spectacular, but I had a friend, they were very hard to find. So when they came out, I had a friend buy it for me, and then he gave it to me. And I was so excited because I was like, man, my Little Penny looks just like the Little Penny on the commercial. And he looked me right in the face and goes, huh, imagine that. They made a doll look exactly like a doll. And I was like, okay. Little defeated on the logic of that like in my head, Little Penny was actually a miniaturized version of Anthony Hardaway,
Right.
not just a fake doll. But yeah,
Right.
so Chris Rock did the voice of him, and it is very funny. So
I'll have to Google it. I will have to Google it.
You got some homework now, Jordan.
you know, some
I
homework.
do.
Well, I have to jump off now because I need to go eat dinner. I hate to be that guy.
No, you're good.
Oh my
no,
gosh,
you're
no. We are all good. We've got our ground covered here. We're ready to roll.
All right.
Yep.
Well, thank you guys very much, as always, for having me on and letting me talk about Bracket Bonanza and the 1,000 Round Win
Of
Club.
course.
And I cannot wait when I get to see you guys at a race here anytime soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Hopefully so. We'll
Okay.
see.
All right. And Jordan, I have
I have one
your
in my
address.
horizon. We'll see.
And I have your address to get you that stuff. It may not go out this week, but it'll probably go out next week. So
that means if any of you guys see me at the racetrack, you will see a big old DRBB sticker on my dragster.
Nice.
Shout out to Elon. I'm going to rep the Nitro Nation League all season long.
Nice.
There you go.
Right. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a great evening.
Enjoy your weekend.
Have a great
off.
night.
Go
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Yes.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
See ya.
Well, my camera
I can't
sucks,
see you.
man.
I
My
can't
camera
see
sucks,
you, man.
bro. Like I've unplugged it. I've plugged it back in. I've gone off stream. Sometimes it
All
comes
I've learned
back.
is that we're having an off weekend, so we probably won't see each other Monday, and you should probably get a new camera.
Wait. It might. Wait. Oh my god. Hey. No, it's gonna quit any minute now. It's gonna quit.
I was gonna say we've got an
Am
audio
I-
lag,
can you
so
hear me?
you're about to leave me. You're gonna leave me for sure.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I can hear you.
100%. Okay. Good. That sounds great.
And he left me. And he left me. And he's back. We have to get off the air. We got
Yeah, we've already been live for an hour and 6 minutes. Y'all,
we
thank
gotta
you very
go.
much. I'm gonna not get off yet. I am gonna just run through the final rounds at Bristol. And then we're gonna just no. Maybe. Anyway, here's the motorcycle final. Jordan's locked up here. I don't know what happened.
Richard Gadsden, a slight starting line advantage, but look at Gage Herrera, the move in the middle of the racetrack. Finish line Herrera, 683.8, 198 miles an hour. The 33 and 18 light. That is high level, high frequency competition, but Richard Gadsden didn't have a quick enough horse.
Gage Herrera is your Pro Stock motorcycle champion here in Bristol. His 30th victory in a dominating 4 years. Gage, what do you have to say of yourself?
Man, it's incredible. You know, none of this is possible without my crew chief Andrew Hines, all the guys back at Vance & Hines, you know, Revzo, the Motul, Suzuki. I mean, none of this is possible without them. And to have all Vance & Hines final, that's what it's all about. And I finally got to put my new helmet in the winner circle, so my painter Jason at NSD is going to be happy about that. Yeah! Woo!
They have no audio, huh?
I don't, at least.
You don't.
I might
hear
be
them.
wrong.
I hear them. So
I
that
have
was.
to tell you, I did not hear.
You didn't. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
like the
we'll
one with
see.
Leah and Jack, I didn't hear. It was just me. I don't know. I don't.
Well, here's the Pro Stock final. We'll see.
Drag Race
cares
Mayhem's
about
already
none of that.
making
He
fun
wants
of
to
us.
continue a hot streak of great reaction times
It's
today.
all right.
And he'll do it. Matt Hartford is going to become a
If we don't
three-time
raffle
winner
for it.
on the season. Incredible. He joins Dallas Glenn as the only guy who has hoisted 3 Diamond Wallies on the year. And this is officially the greatest season in Matt Hartford's Pro Stock career.
Yeah.
Matt Hartford has had just a storybook weekend. You win the Mission Foods race, then you come out here and win the Bristol race, the third of your season, the best win total you've had in your entire career. Matt, what is going on with this team right now?
Man, we're stacking them up. They're diamonds. We just want to keep piling them up. You know, Greg took away that #1 qualifier, so that was a little bit of revenge right there. But honestly, hats off to everybody at KB Titan. They give us incredible horsepower. Without it, we couldn't compete at the level we do. My team and, you know, Eddie and Adam and Amber, they just do such an incredible job. They work on the car. They blood, sweat, and tears. They get through the pain every single day. All the guys at Total Seal, man, you guys rock. I know Robbie's at home. He's happy. The host connection, Larry and Reagan. It was Rowan's birthday, so she's getting a Diamond Wally for her birthday. Of course, everybody at Rottler, you know, we're going to be in Seattle pretty soon, so we're hoping to do the same thing up there. It's incredible. But I just want to thank everybody at Mission, everybody at NHRA. Thanks for everything.
All right, so that was the Pro Stock final. I don't know if you heard it or not, but hey, we played it. And then
I watched it in
what?
real
What's
time, though,
that?
so it's fine. I didn't
that's
hear
good.
it, but I watched it when it happened, so it's fine.
And I believe this is the
Dan has showed
Yes.
incredible skills at the
Matt
starting
Hagen,
line today
Dan
as well.
Lucas.
He'll need him against one of the greatest funny car racers of all time in Matt Hagen.
tire smoke for Wilkerson, and Hagan runs down to the finish line. 4:12 at 310 miles an hour. Matt Hagan collects yet another win. That's 57 on his career.
If he didn't smoke the tires.
Matt Hagan picks up his second victory on the season here in Bristol Funny Car. You know, Matt, we talk about you working all the time and flexing.
Shout out to Jason Gillenwater there, the TikTok follower. The TikTok follower that's a big Hagan fan. He was there in Bristol this weekend.
That's right. He messaged me and said he was going to try to stop by him.
How good does it feel right now, buddy?
I mean,
forgot about that. Should check in and see if he had funsies.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're just good, salt of the earth people, man, and you know, you want to see them get their win. It's just not against you. And I just, you know, we have the JHG gang here, man, and you know, these guys with the power wagon, and you know, Jason and Nikki and everybody supporting what we do out here. You know, and Leah won her deal on Friday. Pick up 2 Wallies out here, like TSR. Man, we're getting it done. But just grateful, humble, and I'm gonna find some ice water to soak my ass in tonight.
Before you do that, Matt, let's talk right now about how tight Funny Car is. You know, you come out early and you won in Pomona. It's been a bit of a lull. The team's really starting to come together. How do you feel your team sits right now in this Funny Car field?
I'm just so proud of you know, Newt and you know, Phil and Alex. Those guys, they're really working well together, man. And we've had to have some lucky runs too. We had a bunch of cylinders out in tricky track race conditions, and hats off to everybody here with these tracks that are, you know, making them better, and the bumps are better and everything else. So we're just trying to put on a great show for these fans. And I don't know if it was a great show or not, but I sure was excited today. And it's been a minute since I won at Bristol. My dad had a suite up there in the top up there. I went up there and saw him this morning, and I was like, man, you bought a suite. Hopefully it's a long day, you know. So it's one of them things where you're like, man, I wasted my money. But Jason Johnson right here, man, I just can't say thank you enough. He's the support that he does for all of drag racing. He's, you know, look at the pro stock guys.
So there we go. Matt Hagan brings home the Wally, and again, shout out Jason Gillenwater that was up there in Bristol. Big Hagan fan, so that's always fun to go watch your favorite driver win a race. Can't get much better than that. But we'll move to the Top Fuel final, and then we're gonna get on out of here.
What a dandy to finish this one. It's going to be Intron. 378.8 at 331. His first national event win since Gainesville of 2025. That has been a long time.
I didn't even realize Sean got him on the speed at the top end there either.
Yeah.
Antron Brown just got done telling me that he was the first time he's ever won this race. He got his first time in Wally now. It has been a minute since you've been holding up a Wally, Antron Brown. You told me earlier today you're getting there, but you're not there yet. Let me tell you, you have arrived, and the consistency you've had in race day today is really hard to accomplish in a Top Fuel car. What made it all happen?
You know, first, Bruno, God gets all the glory, man. We went through this struggle, and this team never quit, never gave up. The more we got beat up, the more we just kept the faith and just kept rising through. And man, when you go through 2 of the Clutter cars, they're the best cars on the property right now. And
that's a gauntlet right there.
Trying to get past and to go through both of them this weekend. That's a testament to this team, and we got to keep it going, brothers. Mako Tools, man, I tell you what, FVP, Hanksifers, Worldwide Technology, and Scout in America. We had the scouts out here this weekend. Man, we just kept the truth, man. And Brian Karate showed some great leadership through this time with Brad Mason. All of our guys been working their tail off, brother. This one right here is a diamond, brother. It feels good. Never won this race, and to get the race and the diamond at the same time, baby, I'm loving it. Woo! Yes!
Well, so that wraps up the coverage for Bristol. Damn good drag racing, damn good final rounds. And what a good show. Hour and 15 minutes. Well, we really set the woods on fire tonight, huh?
Golly gee whiz. Longest one we've ever done. I'm surprised I'm standing. Remember when I was yawning?
Yeah, I know. I hear you there. But we're going to We're going to cut it on out for tonight. Thanks, everyone, that's tuned in and watching the recap and everything. But for everybody here at ATYL, Mr. Taylor the Kitchen, I'm Big Duke. And for Miss Jordan Wick, thank you very much. This has been Nitro Nation. You guys have a good night.
See ya.